Hey everybody, this is Tanya Barnett with Let's Chat with Tanya Barnett show. I have a fantastic guest with me. Moniek is all that and a bag of chips. So if you don't know her, you're going to know her today. So I'm very excited to have her on here with me. If you're just now jumping on at the very beginning, make sure you go ahead and share this with on your Facebook page. If you want to share it in your newsletter, y'all can share it out. It'll also be on YouTube by the weekend, so you'll be able to go to my YouTube channel, which is The Real Wife Movement, and you'll be able to catch the replay, share this out. I'm very excited to be able to have none other than Miss Moniek James. Hey, girl.
Hey.
So how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I cannot complain. Can't complain.
Oh, awesome. So tell us a little bit about Moniek James for those who don't know who you are.
Well, okay. You know when somebody starts a story with okay, they might tell you. Okay. So I am a military veteran, mill spouse.
Okay.
And I have a whole bunch of businesses. Like my friends tell me I'm Jamaican all the time.
Okay, so we're connecting because I'm a vet. I was married to a military person, and I got a million kabillion businesses. So okay, we get there.
Always juggling. I have to have a lot of things going on. That's just my speed. I have one speed. Mm-hmm. So we are out here in Southern Arizona. I like to say that because people are like, there's Black people out there. Yes, there's a handful. And we doing some things, out here in Arizona. I have 3 businesses, or 2 businesses and a brand, I would say. Personal brand. Distinctive Soirees is my event planning business. That's my oldest baby, I like to say, because I actually started that business in 2010 while I was still working full time. My first corporate job out of the military. And then the Army moved my family to Southern Arizona from Georgia. We had been in Columbus, Georgia for about 5 years. Mm-hmm. And I got out here, I was in graduate school at the time and had every plan to get me a good job. And you know what they say, when you make your own plans, don't be surprised if the Lord changes up on you. Right. So after moving out here, I started my second business, what started out as just a natural hair blog. The Confetti Collective. That was just the very first thing that I did kind of after being here and really seeing the holes in the market, natural hair. I'm walking around with my afro. My baby's got braids and people are like, what are you doing to your hair? And where can I get some? And I had been prepared for the move to Arizona. Listen, I went to the last World Natural Hair Show before we left and stocked up. So I had a big tough box full of hair products because I didn't know what I was getting into. So we had a nice little stash, but I just kind of found myself having these same conversations over and over and over again, specifically about hair care. And it was it was really jarring. It was really eye-opening to me because coming from, Georgia, where the natural hair conversation focuses around Black women, to here, Southern Arizona, we are 25 miles from the international border. This is a military community, very diverse. So I had white women and Latino women walking up to me and saying, I have a grandbaby, daughter, son, whatever, with this kinky hair, and I have no idea what to do with it. So
wow,
that in and of itself. Well, look, I really felt like the scales fell off my eyes because I had this very narrow perspective on natural hair care. The move here really changed my view. So I decided to start blogging, and I just documented what I was doing, what I would do to my hair. I change my hair, seems like every 10 minutes. So I would just document what I was doing. And after that kind of grew and started picking up, I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll turn this into a business too. Like I didn't have enough to do, right? I was already trying to build the event planning business. I was in graduate school and, learning the area to decide, okay, what my first steps were going to be when I decided to start looking for work.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided I was going to start another business. And after kind of getting everything solidified, I decided, well, I'm going to host an event. That'll be my way to combine the two things. So we held the first event in February of 2014. And I remember, we had vendors, and I really was kind of thinking back to the events that I would attend in Columbus and in Atlanta and try to duplicate that kind of experience. So I went and got vendors, found a venue, did all of this stuff. And I think we probably sold like 25 tickets. And
looks like Monique is a little frozen. I am certain she will be back in a second.
Yes.
There she goes.
Okay, there we go. So we had sold 25 tickets up front, but then at the door, we had an additional 20 ladies show up.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, they really are, the community, the area really is ready or hungry for this. And once I saw that, I was like, boom, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And I, at the time, I was kind of already thinking about what I was going to do to monetize the business long term. Yes, the events, were always going to be a part of the business model, but I knew I needed to create something that represented this new thing.
Okay.
I didn't want to do hair products or anything like that. So one day I drove my husband crazy for weeks trying to decide or trying to figure out what that thing was going to be. And I remember one Sunday after church, I'm sitting at the computer, supposed to be doing homework because I was still in grad school. and the acronym BYOB just popped into my head. Okay, well, BYOB, I mean, that's bring your own bottle. Like this is the end conversation. I'm like,
right.
What does that have to do with anything? And then bring your own bottle turned in my head into be your own beautiful. Okay. I can do something with that. Now, okay, be your own beautiful. Okay, that's in alignment with the brand because it's universal. It applies to every woman. Now, what can I do with this phrase that at first glance is going to look like it's for women? What could I do? What could I do? And then the next thought was turn the O into a set of lips. And that's what we did. So that's how the first product that we rolled out was a line of, and I resist calling them t-shirts because even that was a process. Once I decided we were going to do apparel, we were going to do tops, I didn't want to do t-shirts. I wanted to do tops that I literally, and this is how I love to describe it. I want women, when they put that shirt on, they look at themselves in the mirror and they just start doing that shoulder.
I love it.
Because they know they don't they feel it. Like when they put it on, they are changed. So I found a local t-shirt printer, and this couple, husband and wife couple, had just kind of bought all of this equipment, and they were learning how to use it while I was learning how to build a t-shirt brand.
Okay.
So together, and we, they were like, okay, well, Mo, what do you want to do? Let's sit down. And we worked it out. We kind of held hands, it seems like, and figured it out together. Ordering samples and saying, no, that's not it. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. And over a couple of months, we, settled on what was the first top, BYOB top, that we rolled out. And it's a dolman style. The fabric is soft. It's flowy. And the cut is flattering to every body type, that was on my list. So since then, I mean, we've been rolling since then. Expanded the BYOB collection into a few other styles, but all still very figure flattering, universal, and feminine. The lip has changed color. We have glitter now, and we're doing all different kinds of lips. But I still, regardless of what top they're wearing, I still want women to feel it in their spirit when they put it on. And then after about a year of, running with the BYOB collection, I decided to start a second collection because while, yes, BYOB is universal, that's women, period. The experience of Black women is unique.
Right.
So I wanted to also, not taking anything away from BYOB, but I also wanted to have a sacred space for Black women. So I sought out artists, Black female artists, because I wanted, and this all started from a conversation with my daughter where she just kept asking me, "Mommy, will you make me a shirt?" She asked me a couple of times, and the last time it was like what I heard, she didn't say it, but this is what I heard. "Girl, when are you going to make me the shirt?" She kept asking me. So I decided, okay, well, I want these shirts in this separate collection to be bold, and I don't want anything else on them but the faces of these women. That's it. So I connected with a painter, bought the license for some of her artwork, and that became the Empower Her collection. So we now have two collections. We've got the BYOB collection and we've got the Empower Her collection. Both are very dear to me and have, separate places in my heart. But started from what I believe to be very pure places. And every chance I get, I talk about them and I'm like, girl, listen, I want you, I'm talking to women that I want you to put this on, I want you to get that feeling. I want you to know, that you are enough in the skin that you're in, all of that. So that's kind of the Confetti Collective story. And then look, now we on to the third business, That's okay. Dealing with that for 2 years, 2013 to 2015, I hosted INHMD here, International Natural Hair Meetup Day. Here, the first time it had ever been done in Southern Arizona. I hosted it in 2015, and we had about 150 ladies. It was, people were like, wow, what is this? How did you do this? I said, we hosted the event at a local hotel and somebody called the newspaper on us because somebody must have been like, there's a whole bunch of women and there's a lot of afros and things.
Oh, Lord.
So the newspaper guys showed up and they interviewed me, took pictures, and we were on the front page of the newspaper.
Wow.
And for this area, for where we are, I had business owners come up to me after that and say, okay, how did you do that? Because you've only been here 2 years.
Right.
You don't run ads in the newspaper. We don't hear your business name on the radio. So how did you host an event and get not just people in Sierra Vista where I live,
right,
but people traveled from Tucson. I had girlfriends that traveled from Baltimore.
Wow.
And they were like, how did you do that? So again, I kept finding myself having these same conversations with small business owners and entrepreneurs in my area about what I did. And and I decided, okay, I need to take this stuff that I've learned, this blogging thing, this social media thing, that is another hole in the market that I can only assume that I see it because it's a hole I'm supposed to fill. So I started kind of the consulting extension of the Confetti Collective under my name, Moniek James. And I do consultations, social media classes, workshops. I have a biweekly column in the newspaper. So it's been divine. I mean, because I can't think of a better way to describe it. Just the way that it's all kind of unfolded and rolled out. And, not to say there weren't some days where I was like, okay, I got to find somebody to give me a check because this is too much. You know,
I'm saying that.
you know, when you looking back on it, I'm like, oh, so that's why this didn't happen. Or that's why, you know, I didn't get the interview. Or that's why these people didn't call back, because this is what I am supposed to be doing.
Mm.
So yeah, it's just like I said, you know, when you ask me how I'm doing, I can't complain.
Right.
I cannot complain.
Wow, that is amazing. You kind of sound like how my story is. I have quite a few things going on as well. And so how you manage it all, that is just amazing, especially being a mom. And that's what we're talking about tonight. You know, the whole mompreneur and how we're managing that. So how do you find time for your baby? You have, how many children do you have?
I have one. I have she'll be 11 at June 1st.
Okay, so I'm not going to call her baby girl then. How do you find time for your tweenager?
I mean, I have to structure. I have hard walls around my time. And I have to do it that way because everything's a priority. You know, when she's at school, I'm working. Mm-hmm. And, you know, work looks like, because I do the consulting, so Tuesdays and Thursdays are my consulting days. So I only take consultations and things on those days. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you know, t-shirt orders are coming in. I'm packing those, getting those out, working on blog posts, recording, editing. Because once she comes home, it shuts down. You know, that stuff has to shut down because I have to then go in mommy mode when she's home. And we're doing homework, and then we're making dinner, and you know, my husband's still active duty, so
okay,
is, you know, we're just trying to figure out, you know, whenever he gets home is when he gets home. So yeah, I have, again, those hard walls. I have to have those hard walls, and the thing is, she has grown up. She's seen me do this now for almost 4 years, and of course now that she's getting older, you know, she sees when we're getting ready for events, swag bags are laid out in the living room, or you know, where I'm doing inventory and getting ready, or at the events she's with me, she's watching, you know, talk to women and talk about things, and she sees that, and I think for her, you know, even when Mom, you forgot to put money on my lunch account again. You know, she understands because she's just like, I know my mom doesn't do this thing like most moms do.
Right.
You know, he goes to bed, and usually she goes to bed at 8:30, and I'm usually back on the computer doing a little bit of something for at least another hour after she's going to bed before then it's time, you know, it's quality time with my husband. So yeah, I try to now tell her, now that she's getting older and has that higher level of understanding, listen, this is what mommy has to do. And once we get this done, then we're going to do this. Or, you know, she knows that for the most part, Saturdays and Sundays, we're hanging out, or we're doing this, or we're painting toenails, or we're going to, you know, I still try to make sure that she understands that she's a priority too. Yes, the business is a priority because the business contributes to the family. She's also a priority. So I have to be very diligent in making sure that I don't want to walk around and say, oh, well, she knows it. No, what am I doing to make sure that she knows it? What am I doing to show her? So she knows that in her heart. So yeah, it's just, I batch and block and structure and Google Calendar things and all, stuff, you know, to make sure that she gets what she needs.
Wow, that is so good. And you just made me think, because with my clients, through the Real Wife movement, my calendar is like open. So I had it open from like 3 to 9. But something you just said, I'm like, you know what? That's too much. I need to structure that down to maybe like 2 days a week. And that's the time frame that you get, because then I found myself getting stressed out, like, oh gosh, you know, I got to do this. My daughter needs to be picked up here, there. And so I'm trying to do clients around what my kids need or what my husband needs, when really I should set aside a certain day, certain time where my family knows, and it's not interfering where I have to say, well, honey, you know, I got 3 calls, so can you X, Y, and Z? So I'm going to take that to heart, and I'm going to change that. Going into June, ladies, I'm going to be changing.
Yes.
Well, many people would text me and say, hey, do you have an appointment for later tonight? And, you know, and so, of course, I would say yes.
Right.
But, you know, I like that. I like that a lot. And my husband, I just started, I just told him to put the Google Calendar app on his phone. I live by my Google Calendar. But I told him, I said, we need to coordinate. And so I invite him when I have stuff, but he never gets pinged. I'm like, but you didn't know I had X, Y, and Z? He's like, no. Well, I just found out this weekend he doesn't even have an app on his phone, so there's no way he would accept it.
Yeah, my husband, we do that too with the, with the home stuff. He schedules the pest control, so he puts it on the calendar, so I know because I'm home during the day.
Okay.
Or, our daughter's got an appointment and we got to go to Tucson. That's an hour away. So I make sure it's on there and I share that with him so he can plan for as early as possible. But yeah, since I know that once I kind of made that switch, it's so much easier. It just really takes a lot of that weight of thinking off of me. I know Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are the 2 days that I do the one-on-ones or the things like that, because those other days I need to make sure my house is clean. I need to do this. And, Mondays is usually a heavy homework day for my daughter and all these things going on. So yeah, I had to block it in that way. But again, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have morning hours, and then I might, like you said, have evening hours. Thursdays is early release day for my daughter, so I have a little bit more time. But yeah, it's taken a huge weight off of me.
Wow. So moms, if you are trying to figure out how do you manage it all and how do you get that time in for your clients, or, if you are a product-based business, maybe that's something that you may want to consider, maybe fulfilling orders on certain days, maybe changing your customer service notification and say, if you have any questions or comments, they'll be answered within 48 hours. So that gives you time, to get back to that person, and they're not offended. Like, well, I emailed her yesterday and I haven't heard back. But if they know if you have 48 hours, and that puts them in that time block that Monique is suggesting that we cordon off that time. That is such a great idea. You're the first person to talk about that. So I'm definitely going to do that.
I kind of feel like we need to give ourselves the grace. As women, we give everybody else the grace. Everybody else. Give ourselves the grace. Listen, I don't have to respond in 24 hours. Let's push that to 48. Let's say orders will be shipped within 1 to 2 days. Like, give yourself a little bit extra. Give yourself the grace, because we're not trying. It's nice to want to be superwoman and, S on your chest and all of that. But in the real world, we because we have so many responsibilities, because we have families and we have all these other things that we're responsible for, we have to give ourselves some grace. We cannot be all the things to everybody all the time. Give ourselves a break. So yeah, that helped me tremendously.
Wow, thank you for that. So let me ask you something. What is one obstacle that you had to personally overcome to be where you are today?
Oh, look, this just exactly what I just said. I say yes to everything. Okay. I say yes to everything, to my detriment. Right. To my at the expense of my health. I still struggle. That's something that I still struggle with. And I know people are like, what you mean say yes to everything? That is a struggle for me, because for one, we as women, we all have that can't say no thing in us. We want to please everybody. And at the same time, I am also still, even though I have not worn the uniform in 10 years, but in my mind, I am still a soldier. So Just like if you give a soldier a task, what will it? They will accomplish that task. So I still do that. I still have to, instead of jumping in and say, boom, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, well, you know what? Let me get back to you on that. To give myself time to, get out of the in the moment kind of, knee-jerk decision, and give myself that time to pray on it, to open my ding-dang calendar and say, now, Monique, you got 17 appointments. Look, you can't do this.
Right.
Or then I say to my husband, okay, so-and-so asked for this, and he,
right.
like, but you have this,
Right.
and then there's this. So for me, it is a chore for me now, especially when I try to see opportunities in everything, and the business is growing, and I'm one of those ones. I'll do whatever I need to do, to get to push my business to the next level. But everything isn't for all the time.
Right.
So for me, that's been something that I really had to work on, because while I'm chasing all of these things, that is taking away from my family. My family is suffering because I'm not available. I might be in the house, but I'm not available to them, and that's just not acceptable. So yeah, that's something. I mean, even today, I still have to get into the habit of, instead of giving the immediate yes, I'm saying, let me get back to you on it. I'll get back to you tomorrow, or give me a couple of days, and I'll let you know. And then in that quiet moment, I can really have that honest conversation with Monique and say, girl, now let's tell the truth.
Right.
And not do that. So yeah, that's still a struggle for me.
Right. And the funny thing is, because I'm a blogger as well, and here in the DC area, a lot of people reach out to me. I get press releases all the time. Hey, Tanya, can you cover this event? Can you cover this event? Especially since I cover events for couples or for women. And so I get a lot of press releases. And here recently, I've really had to say, well, you know what? I really thank you so much for this invitation to this event. However, da 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 da. And people respect that, because I had one person, she was like, I was wondering how you were getting to all my clients' events, and she was like, I was thinking it would be tiring because she doesn't come, it's just like, can you cover this event? Or there was a time I had the flu Valentine's Day, and I was supposed to cover a Raheem Devon event, and so my husband went for me instead. So finding help, that's the other thing that I'm alluding to, because, and my husband, he was like, well, I didn't know you needed help because you never asked for help. And it wasn't until I got the flu where my husband was like, well, you can't cancel, at the last minute. So he went, he had a good time. And so now he's kind of like my partner in getting these events done. So if it's something that he can go to by himself, my husband will go, or, if it's something that we do, a lot of events we do as a couple, or I negotiate, I say, well, here recently I said, well, can I do a Facebook Live and interview your client? And so they were okay with that. So I don't even have to do a blog post. I just interview the client, push the information out, and I'm good.
Right. That's a challenge. Yeah, that whole health thing. Oh gosh. Again, soldiers lead from the front. I'm serious. It is so ingrained, but I know for me, as the business is growing and it's doing what it's doing, I am being pushed to do that because I just don't have the bandwidth for it.
Right.
And when you don't have the bandwidth for it, then you eventually are going to say, okay, let me find somebody to help me do this, because there aren't enough hours in the day to accomplish everything that I need to have done. So yeah, then you have to, okay, let me go find some help and quit playing.
Right. And too, getting help doesn't mean that you're not enough. It just means I'm human and I can't do everything. And for a long time, it felt to me, if I asked for help, it made me feel like I was weak or I couldn't do it, and it's like, Okay, I'm in my 40s now. I'm not in my 20s. I don't have the energy. I don't have the stamina. I don't have
metabolism.
Right, exactly. I mean, I don't have little people. I have teenagers, so that's a whole nother brain power that you have to use to navigate being a parent of two teenagers. When they're little, you could just give them a snack and they're good. This age it just doesn't work that way. And so, yeah, definitely taking care of ourselves and asking for that help. And it sounds like your husband is super supportive, just like my husband is. He's like, babe, anything you need, let me know. As long as it's within reason and I'm available, I got you. So.
Oh yeah, somebody said to me once, and I don't remember, we had done something. We must have had an event or something like that. We've gotten, most husbands and wives already kind of understand, you don't have to say anything to your husband. He could be across the room and you can look at him and he knows what you mean, or he knows what you need. And we must have been somewhere. We must have had an event or something like that. And afterwards, somebody says, "You and your husband, y'all really are a good team." And I was like, and I mean, I guess I thought, well, when did you see us? Like, what were we doing? What did you see us? What did you see us doing? Mm-hmm. But yeah, he is like, okay, what do we need? He's a soldier too. Like that's how we met. We met in the Army. So he's like, all right, boom. Okay, what we need? Okay, we're gonna pack this. Yeah, we got that. We got that. We got that. So he's very much what I need when I need it, mm-hmm. And he knows, okay, take those shoes off and put your flats on.
Right.
When I am unwilling to recognize certain things about myself, especially when we're in events or, I'm up working on a computer. He's like, shut that computer off. It's time to go to bed. He does it, and I love him for that. I love him for it because he knows me, and he knows, okay, it's time for her to it's time for you to turn down. It's time, let's do this a different way. Well, have you thought about doing this? And I think especially since he's getting closer to, he's been in the Army now 21 years.
Okay.
So getting, we're about to transition, out of the military. So he's now, kind of seeing and actually being more present, I think, mm-hmm. in the entrepreneur lifestyle and seeing what that's like. So he's more willing. Like you said, your husband he didn't think you needed any help. My husband, he now offers when I don't ask him, because he's, making that own transition of his own, he's becoming more aware and he's paying more attention to those small things that I probably would never mention, mm-hmm. Never talk to him about. But now he's like, okay, well, what is this? And how do you do this? And what are you going to do here? And, what's this new gadget or whatever? So he's paying more attention. So yeah, he is extremely, supportive of this thing. Like just yesterday or day before yesterday, I think it was, I called him because I've been working on updating one of my courses, and I re-released the course and I posted in one of the groups that I'm in that the course was available, blah, blah, blah. And with about 15 minutes, I had made a sale. Mm-hmm. So I called him and I was like, hey, we were talking about something else. And I said, well, yeah, I just, just made it public that the course is available. In about 15 minutes, somebody bought it. He said, well, take another 15 minutes and do it again. So he's like,
I love it.
Yeah, he's like, come on, let's make this thing happen. So yeah,
that's important. So important. So important. So how do you guys make time for yourselves without your baby girl? How do you find time with your husband being in the military? You're fulfilling orders, you're doing coaching, you're teaching courses. How do you guys find time for each other?
We get it in where we can fit it in. Okay. That is a practice, that we just kind of developed, early in our marriage. After I got out, for the period of that 5 years that we lived in Georgia, he was gone every other year. Mm. So we had to make sure, okay, you are home. We don't know when you're going again. So listen, I'm not arguing with you about who left the toilet seat down. Like, we're not going there.
Right.
We're not doing it because we don't know when Uncle Sam is going to send you away again. So let's talk about this.
Wow, that's good. That's good though.
And I tell people a lot. We still talk Army in the house. So he will say something like, "Okay, we need to have a bub. A bub is a battle update brief." So for us, this is how we see our family. We are a unit, and all of the things outside of the walls of our home that could threaten our unit, that's our enemy. We're in battle with them. So, you know, when things might be going a little bit, okay, I've been spending too many late nights working on something, or, you know, he's been getting phone calls at 3 o'clock in the morning because he's got to go pick up soldiers, you know, that are in trouble. We're like, okay, it's time to have a bub.
Okay.
We have to recognize where we are, and then we have to regroup, because if he and I are out of sync, everything else is out of sync. And then it turns into World War III because you drank all the tea, you know? I drank some tea, and we can't have those. We cannot have that. So we truly do make it fit when we can. You know, he comes in sometimes late, and I can just tell. I just know when it's been a long day, and he just kind of needs to release or to vent or to, you know, just get some stuff off of his brain. Or he comes in and he sees me like in front of the computer, like, you know, and my daughter, you know, she done got in trouble about something. Like, it is just chaos in the house. And he is like, all right, let me go deal with the baby. And then we're going to come in here. We're going to get off the computer, and we're going to go sit on the porch. We're going to have some wine. We're going to do something. We're going to go stargaze or something. Right. But we pay a lot of attention to each other. I learned that he watches me when I don't think he's watching me. So he see things that he's, okay, you need to, no, don't do that. He'll see things before I tell him that it's a problem.
Wow.
And because he sees it, he will call it out then. And the same for him. You know, if he comes in and he's on the phone with one of his soldiers or whatever, and, you know, when he goes and he takes his uniform off, he's taking off his boots, and I can see his brow is furrowed and things like that. So, you know, when he gets off the phone, I'm like, let's go put our feet in the pool. Like, come, let's go do something.
Right.
We try to we're really in tune with each other, and can read each other. And because I know you coming in the house looking like that, I don't want to deal with you like that. So let me do what I do.
I like that.
So make sure that you are okay. You are, you know, back to where you're supposed to be, because then now our interaction is going to be right.
Right. So, that's good. Oh, ladies, I'm telling you, if you got some friction going on right now, you need to get some of this knowledge Mo is dropping on us. That is so good. Where you said when you see him coming in, you're like, okay, I got to do my job to help my husband get right. And I love that, because a lot of us, well, what's wrong with you? And it just stokes the fire. And I have been so guilty of that for years. And thankfully, you know, now I'm like, honey, do you need some space? That's what I tell him. Do you need some space? And he'd be like, yeah, just give me 15 minutes. I'm gonna watch a little Sports Center, fall asleep. And then when I come back out the man cave, I'm gonna be good, you know. And so I had to learn to be okay with that. Whereas I'm ready to tell him everything. Well, you know, so and so the teacher, and you know, I'm ready to, you know, let him have it. And it's like, no, giving him that space. And then they reciprocated. Like you said, your husband, he knows how to read you. He knows when something's not right. My husband a lot of times will be like, come on, babe, lace up and let's go for a walk. And then before you know it, we think we're going to walk 2 miles and we don't walk 5 because I'm getting the opportunity to vent or whatever.
Yes.
So having that support system.
That's a part of our responsibility to our spouse. We're there. if you want to go to the good book, we're there as their helpmeet. So if I see I'm his helpmeet, he's my covering.
Right.
So if he is out of sync, I'm uncovered.
Right.
So even if wives want to look at it from a very selfish perspective, if you want to go there, then recognize that when your husband is out of whack, you are uncovered. So now, what do you need to do to help him get right so that your covering is intact? So your military unit
right.
isn't attacked, from any way, shape, or form. It's for me, it's about preserving the peace in these four walls. It's us against the world. That's how I look at it. It's us against. When we leave out of here, we got to be good. All right, we've done what we need to do. Everybody is good. We're lifted. Right. We're empowered. The baby's going to school saying, I'm going to make all A's today. We are good. because we know that when we get out there, the world is going to beat us up. So we got to gird each other up. We're here. We jumping. What do we need? Do we need to jump into bed? What do we need to do to make sure that when we go our three directions, we leave each other good.
Right.
Because, and then even once we leave and look, I'm still Lord, cover my baby, cover my husband. We are still
right.
Together, we're still covering each other in prayer at least. Okay, he's going to go to work and he's going to have foolishness to deal with. She's going to go to school and deal with who knows what. I'm going to be doing what I'm doing, dealing with who knows what. So we try to make sure, that from our base of operations, everything is good here.
Right.
And we have all the armor. We are girded up fully for what we need to tackle when we leave the base of operations.
Wow, that is so good. That is so good. So to roll all that up into finishing this wonderful interview, I'm learning so much. I'm telling you, I was looking for my planner while you were talking because I'm making some changes. I'm telling you, you have freaked me up, girl. No more text messages at 6 talking about can I talk to you at 10? No, we're not doing that. And I would say, go ahead and schedule your appointment because my mom like, well, they need me and it must be important. So yeah, you have helped me today. You really, really have.
All right.
So if you're catching us on replay, I am interviewing none other than Moniek James. Make sure that you go back and that you share this with everybody. Like I said, send it out in your newsletters, what have you. Give this information to somebody else. This is good information. It will change your life, change your marriages. It'll make you a better businesswoman, a better mompreneur, and if you're married, a better wifepreneur. So make sure you share this out. So Mo, if you could share with us a scripture, a song, a quote, anything, the one thing that helps you stay motivated when you're just like, you know what? I don't know if I could fulfill another t-shirt order today. What is that one quote or scripture or song that just keeps you going?
I think I have a scripture and a quote.
Okay.
Is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that's a lot of people, that's my scripture. And my quote is actually from a master blacksmith who he passed away a couple years ago. He is from my hometown of Charleston, South Carolina. He did wrought iron work with his hands. He did it old school. And work is featured in the Smithsonian. I mean, he did so many of the historic churches all over downtown Charleston. His name was Philip Simmons. This quote, I think I will lean on this quote sometimes more than the scripture because it says, if you want your prayers answered, get up off your knees and hustle. And it's so, and I think the quote for me, the quote is twofold. Yes, it recognizes the power of prayer first, and it tells you that you should be praying.
Right.
But it also says, okay, after you said that prayer, don't stay down there.
Right.
Get up and do some work.
Right. Right.
Get up and work. So that more than anything, it's just that reminder. It tells you that kind of that duality, motherhood, of entrepreneur, whatever it is that you are praying for, praying to whomever your higher power is. You, after you've said that prayer, it doesn't end there. It doesn't end when you say amen. You have to then do your part.
Right.
Put the work in.
Right.
Right. So yeah. That one, like I said, I'm praying over my business and praying for this and praying for that. But then I said, okay, well, Monique, have you done any work today?
Right.
Have you done any work? And if that's no, well, let's fix that. Let's govern ourselves accordingly and get some work.
Right. And that is just so key. And I mean, it really is scriptural because it says faith without works is dead. So I can have all the faith, but if I'm not doing nothing, why am I even praying? Like, for real.
No one's going to send me a job, but you haven't put in now application.
Right.
No resumes.
Right.
For me.
Yeah. Even with your marriage, even with your marriage, for years, I prayed, God, change my husband, but I wasn't changing my behavior. And it wasn't until I changed my behavior that I saw a change in my husband. So I had to do the work in order to see the results in my marriage. So, wow, I love that. And it looks like Rashada put it up. After you pray, get up off your knees and hustle. I love that. Love that. That is so good. Well, thank you again. I really appreciate you being on here with me. I'm going to put up your Moniek James website for everybody. And you say you have a freebie on there?
Yes, on the Moniek James website. It pops up as soon as you go to the site. It's the 8 Rules of Bootstrap Entrepreneurship. That's how I did it. That's how so many of us do it. We build the businesses that we have purely from the sweat of our brows. We pinch a little bit here and put it in there, and then we sell something and then we reinvest it back, and that's how so many of us do it. And the ebook, it's just the rules that we don't even know apply. We think we're operating, a certain way, but that's not the truth. Like, one of the rules is ideas are worthless. Everybody gets ideas. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do with the ideas?
Wow.
What are you going to do with it? You could have an encyclopedia full of ideas.
Right.
If you've done nothing with them, they're worthless.
Wow. So,
yeah, it's 8 Rules of Bootstrap Entrepreneurship.
All right, y'all, make sure y'all get that. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. Come on now. I mean, this is about entrepreneurship. What I notice a lot about entrepreneurs is we give and we give and we give. And that's the beautiful thing about true entrepreneurs. We're givers.
Yes.
We're givers. But we also want our money. So, like I've said before, do not go to, especially those of us who are African American, and ask for the discount, the hookup. Tanya, my girl, I saw you on the series. So, no, I didn't. Monique, I did not see anybody with you for the hookup. I did not. So they lying.
Look, I'm going to do let me get back to you on that.
Right.
I'm going to use my tools.
And I talk about that all the time, as African Americans, especially African American women, we need to support each other. When someone says, this is my fee, that's what it is. We don't go to CVS. We don't go to the gas station. We don't haggle the price of the gas, and gas is crazy. Exactly. We pay it. So please be honorable when you reach out to Monique and the other moms who have been on here, and just pay. I mean, we are putting in the blood sweat. We're not a big conglomeration where, our families use the money that we make, and like she said, we put it back into our businesses. Those who were able to walk away from jobs, that's actually putting their kids through school and allowing mommies to stay home with their children. And that stuck with me, when I was working with someone who's helping me with my Facebook ads. And you know, she's like, this really allows me to stay home with my kids. And I was like, I'm contributing to a mother being home with her children. So it's way bigger than the price tag that you see. It just really is.
Right.
It really is. You're allowing children to be home with their mom. And I know what it's like. I was home with my mom. I'm with my children. I homeschool my children. And there is so much value to that. So thank you again, sis. I really appreciate you being here with us tonight.
Thank you so much.
Make sure you support. Go to her website. Check her out on social media. And we will have you back again.
Yes, definitely. I'm already saying yes to that one. I'll say yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you and enjoy your evening. Thank you again.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.